Hello, Emmanuel family, and welcome to the first of the new fall series of Wednesday Words. We're so happy to be here. My name is Jim Lott. I am the chair of the Worship Commission, and I'm joined today by George Sproul, another longtime member of Emmanuel, who is the parish treasurer. And today, George and I would like to bring you up to date on some plans for our worship services in October and November. As everybody remembers, on Pentecost Sunday last spring, after over a year of offering only virtual services, we began in-person services. And for several weeks, we offered communion with bread only. And in midsummer, we started offering bread and wine using paper cups and trying to be innovative in maintaining the dignity of the liturgy and the need to keep everyone safe. At the beginning of July, we moved the service back from 10:30 to 9:30 in order to avoid the heat of the later hour. The Worship Commission and the vestry have been monitoring the situation, and last week the vestry approved some changes. Starting the first Sunday in October, we will move the Eucharist service back to 10:30. We will continue offering just one service throughout October. On November 7, however, the Sunday we will celebrate All Saints' Day, we will begin offering a service of Holy Communion Rite 1 at 8 o'clock, in addition to Holy Communion Rite 2 at 10:30. The later service will also be live streamed, but at the present time, we don't have the capacity to do that with the 8 o'clock service. November 7 will also be our traditional Harvest Day, and we will be making plans to provide a time for celebration between the early and the later service. We can't promise the Harvest Day breakfast we have enjoyed for so many years, but we will have an opportunity to socialize safely between the 8 and the 10:30 services. For the immediate future, Sarah and soloists will continue to provide music, and we will not reinstate the choir, but we hope that changes soon. Also, we are looking into ways we can reopen our nursery for parents of young children, but we have not made a decision on that yet. And in the meantime, we encourage parents to bring their children to the service. George and I want today to encourage everyone who is vaccinated to return to services at Emmanuel. Our attendance, even combining in-person with online attendance, has fallen off, and we are eager to re-energize ourselves and encourage everyone who has been hesitating to come back into community. We know that a number of you have concerns about safety in this time of pandemic, and George is going to speak to that.
Good morning. When we began to regather back in May, we took several safety precautions in doing so, including sitting a bit farther from each other, wearing masks, and suggesting that everyone be vaccinated and be free of any symptoms before joining in. We're aware that these practices are not perfect. Nothing is perfect, but we wanted to provide some perspective. When I was a practicing physician, I would on a daily basis face situations in which I would have to weigh the risks of treatments with the hoped for benefits. Nothing is free of risk. Every vaccination, every prescription, every treatment that I performed with my patients required such an assessment. When we get into a car and drive on the highway, we accept some risk of accidental death, but we take that risk because of the benefit of getting to where we need to be. We wear seat belts, we drive with the traffic laws, but we take the risks. It's true that the coronavirus is capable of causing severe illness and death. When one is not immunized, the risk is substantially higher than the risk that we face when we have influenza in the winter seasons. When the pandemic started, none of us were immune. And we decided, and the government mandated, that it was just too risky to come into the sanctuary for worship on Sundays. But the situation has now changed for people who have been immunized. There has been some confusion in the news and on social media about waning immunity and the need for booster shots, but the bottom line is very clear. Despite the arrival of the Delta variant and the current rash of new cases in our area, the situation with immunizations is quite clear. If we're immunized, the risk of serious illness or death is on a par with what we face every winter with influenza. With our safety measures intact that we are taking, the risk is really minimal. So if we are vaccinated, we should feel comfortable coming back to church. Since we in the past have not been deterred from coming to church because of influenza, we should not be deterred now. If you've not received the COVID vaccine, it may be prudent to continue following us virtually with the live stream services, but we do hope to see many of you back in church with us this fall.
Thank you, George. And just quickly in conclusion, if I can turn my page here, we do hope everyone who is vaccinated will in fact feel comfortable about returning. For those who cannot or do not wish to be vaccinated, and for those unable to come to church for any reason, we will continue to live stream the 10:30 service. Technology has been literally a godsend during this strange, isolated time, and we have been able to maintain a spiritual connection with one another that would not have been possible even a few years ago. But what we have missed is the physical presence of one another and the sense of unity of being the body of Christ that being with one another helps provide. Now that we can gather with minimal risks, we are inviting everyone who is vaccinated to join us in church. It is time all members of the Emmanuel family got reacquainted. God bless us all, and thank you.